Again, I'm not ready, but guess what? I am ready. It's early because we're expecting bad weather on the East Coast. It's curls, it's scoop, it's big hair. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. We are rocking a new wig, and I got to get used to it because it's a long story. Me and the wigs. It's going to be a whole chapter in the book, but I got to get used to it. But I kind of like it so far. We're expecting bad weather on the East Coast, so come on in and get this hug. How you guys doing? How was your weekend? It's like cute not knowing, and now we're going to know. I'm repping my team, the Eagles, here in Philadelphia. We're going to the playoffs, and we're playing the Green Bay Packers. It's a 4:30 game next Sunday here in Philadelphia at the Link. But y'all know I love my sports. Okay, it's not cute not knowing. Now we're going to know. Did you watch the Luther Vandross documentary? Never Too Much. It aired on CNN, and later on it's coming on HBO Max and Oprah Winfrey's Own, and you could see it on CNN on demand. It's must-see. It's must-see TV. One of the parts, because it was an excellent documentary, but one of the parts, and many people, myself included, feel that Patti Labelle was set up to be the villain in this documentary. Luther Vandross never came out of the closet. He never wanted to talk about his sexuality. And I think it was because his mother was alive. And, back then it just wasn't, so accepted. And he probably wanted to keep his private life private. Because think about it. You come out of the closet, then you're just labeled your sexuality. But Luther Vandross was more than just that. Back in 2017, Patti LaBelle sat down with Andy Cohen. Y'all know Andy Cohen is messy on that show, Watch What Happened Live. And he said, well, why do you think Luther never came out of the closet? And she explained that probably because his mother was alive and he did not want to talk about it. And he had the right for his privacy. Patti LaBelle was very close to not only Luther, but his family and his mother, and helped to take care of Luther. When he got sick, she sang at his funeral, helped to take care of his mom. She is not a vicious person or some gossipy person, because Richard Marx came on during the documentary saying that it's a shame that some of his friends were gossiping about his sexuality. And that's not what Patti was doing. When you go on that Andy Cohen show, that Watch What Happens Live, you got to be careful because he wants to get you tipsy. And she wasn't drinking, but he likes to do the catch you and get that gotcha moment. I think she was set up because she did sit down with the producers of this documentary, but she wanted to see the final cut. You want to see how you're portrayed. Because she refused to sign there was like a document that they wanted her to sign. She wanted to see the documentary before they X'd her out. They went to her home to interview her about Luther because they knew how close she and Luther Vandross was. So a lot of people feel, I'm included, that she was really set up to be the villain. But it was an excellent documentary. It was really sad that a man who gave us such great love songs never found love himself. Listened to the song and he loved. Listened to those lyrics and he said, this is my life. This is so autobiographical of his life. And you listen to the words and it was. He gave us great music. He went through so much with his weight and the record company and being taken serious. And it wasn't until after, his stroke and, during that time that Dance with My Father went to number one. He just wanted to be accepted. Just how the music business is. You're regarded and you're judged by your looks. And then there was that period of music where R&B was placed on the back burner, and they wanted every R&B song to have a rapper on it. It was like a really weird time where I think they didn't know what to do with R&B music. and a pure singer like a Luther Vandross. Like I said, it was a weird time. An excellent documentary, and you can check it out, I believe, on CNN on demand. This is also another thing that I found over the weekend. The baby boomers, we don't want to cut the cable because we want our stations and we want it then. We're not trying to fish for it or do the fire stick. We ain't trying to do that because younger people are like, I don't have CNN. And it dawned on me, it's like, y'all cut the cable. CNN on demand. Try to catch it then, but it's excellent. It was a weekend of honors as President Biden gave out the Presidential Medal of Freedom Awards. Denzel Washington, Magic Johnson, Michael J. Fox, Steve Martin, Hillary Clinton, just to name a few, because there were 17 people. Anna Wintour, Ralph Lauren. There were so many people that were honored during this ceremony over the weekend. Did you know that 50 Cent, the rapper and actor, had a Las Vegas residency? He does. He has a Las Vegas residency, and the reviews are terrible. He got $15 million. They said it was the worst show in Las Vegas history. I think it's because most artists don't know how to perform. Say what you want about how they had, the artists back in the day being groomed how to perform. So many artists do not know how to do what? Perform. Any fans of the 1980s movie Blues Brothers? Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi was a huge hit in the 80s, and now it's coming to the Broadway stage. The Devil Wears Prada. It's a Broadway production on London's West End. It'll probably come to the States on Broadway next year in 2026. Vanessa Williams is starring in that London West End, and we want to keep the singer and actress in our prayers. She lost her mother a few days ago. Her mother, Helen, 85, actually traveled to London to see her and became ill. Her mother was her rock and her biggest supporter, and she also always talked so lovingly of her mom. But keep Vanessa Williams and her family in prayers on the loss of her mother. We remember singer and songwriter Brenton Wood. He had a hit in 1968, Give Me a Little Sign. He passed away over the weekend at the age of 83. Get ready for Lisa. Lisa, Can You Feel the Beat? The story of Lisa and the Cult Jam is coming to Lifetime Saturday, February the 1st. MJ the Musical continues to tour. We're so excited here in Philadelphia because it kicks off this week at the Academy of Music. Kicking off Tuesday is Jerry Springer, the documentary on Netflix, Lights, Cameras, Fights. A few years ago, I interviewed Jerry Springer. He died last year. And I said, at what point did it ever become like too much? Because it was a lot. I know it was trash TV. But at one point, it used to be my guilty pleasure. But at some point, you're like, oh, I can't take it. They're talking to all the people behind the scenes. And they were asked, well, when did it just get to be so wild that you couldn't take it? And one producer said he knew he couldn't take that show no more when they had a stripper on there. And she went backstage to have sex with her father. Yeah, that's when you kind of like saying, that's enough. That's enough. I remember watching the first season. Remember that Flavor Flav show, Flavor of Love? Well, I watched it the first year. But then I realized I couldn't watch it anymore. This is when your conscience is like, knocking on your head. When the girl she had a BM on herself, walking upstairs, and they filmed it. And I was like, I can't do this anymore because this just isn't entertaining. But Jerry Springer, Lights, Camera, Fights, Netflix on Tuesday. Carrie Underwood, now that she's taken that seat from Katy Perry on American Idol, guess how much she's making? $13 million, the same salary as Luke Bryan and fellow judge my family, Lionel Richie. Lionel said we were family, so I'm going to keep going with the story. Anyway, Katy Perry, when she sat in that chair, she got $25 million. They brought the salaries down. New season of American Idol in a few weeks. Lion King, Mufasa, the #1 movie in the country, and it's made all of its money back, which the people who make the movies love to hear. I'm sure it'll be on Disney Plus real soon, or video on demand first. Diddy, the making of a bad boy. Remember how R. Kelly's being R. Kelly just really torpedoed everything? Get ready for the same to happen to Diddy. Diddy, the making of a bad boy, debuts on the Peacock streaming service January 14th. They have gathered the ex-bodyguard, ex-workers, all coming together to tell their stories of Diddy and the horrors. Al B. Shore, who was the father of Kim Porter's first child, she went on to have 3 more with Diddy. We still don't know how she died. She was terrorized and beaten by Diddy. He is speaking out because Al said somebody tried to kill him. When he was real sick and nobody knew what was going on, Al B. Shore really went through it. And I think somebody did try to kill him. And he is speaking out because many thought that he knew too much. The making of a bad boy, January 14th. It's streaming on the Peacock Network. Also, the trial is in May, but they are going to start naming co-conspirators who helped Diddy pull off all of these crimes and these freak-offs and just things happening. Who helped them? They said they're going to start naming the co-conspirators who went along with Diddy, turned a blind eye to all of these things that are happening. I think Diddy then snitched on people. I guess he said, well, if I'm going down, everybody's going to go down with me. So this whole thing, 2025, is going to be another year of reckoning and news and shocking findings. That's how we'll put it. Shocking findings are going to happen this year in 2025. Leave a comment. I want to hear from you. You see the notification bell, then you know that we are here. Leave a comment, hit that like button if you like the video. But I want to hear from you. I threw out a lot of things, so let's talk about it. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys. I'm glad you come here for the curls, the scoop, the new wigs. The wigs that are teased up just a little bit more. But we've got big hair, curls, and we've got scoop. Thanks so much for joining me. I do appreciate you guys and sharing stuff and just having conversation about some of the many things that I bring up. We got each other. It's not cute not knowing, and now you know. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patti Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.